This Japanese strawberry was grown with AI. But the strawberries you've been eating your whole life? Trash. Absolutely worthless. They aren't even grown to taste good, but primarily to be hard to make it through the hundreds of miles of transportation. Basically, the Western world strawberries are just a giant scam. Now, if you look across the ocean, the situation is very, very different. In the land of the rising sun, in the Japanese Alps, for decades growers have been honing their skills to cultivate the perfect berry. But what's so special about these Japanese berries is that they are in season from early November to May rather than in the summer. By the way, this is intentional as the majority of the production takes place in greenhouses and other structures, because their sugar content in the November to May season is consistent, but as the climate gets colder, the strawberry's flesh gets tighter, meaning that they are at their most flavorful between January and March. And there are also two peaks in the Japanese strawberry season. The month of December is the month with the highest demand because well-shaped strawberries are used for decorating Christmas cakes. And to meet demand, the strawberry plants are placed in a refrigerator set at 10 degrees Celsius around August to promote the growth of flower buds. Meanwhile, the standard strawberry peak season, when they are at their tastiest, lasts from about January to March, as already said. They are picked early in the morning while the temperature is still low and chilled in a refrigerator for about a day before being sent. So now you can imagine that if you were a Japanese person used to all these efforts to make sure that your strawberries are perfect, tasting something from a regular Western grocery store might be a bit disappointing. It's basically like you are buying water in the shape of a strawberry, and sometimes it's sweet, sometimes sour, and sometimes it doesn't have no taste at all. And they all go bad in about 2 to 3 days. And that's exactly what happened to Hiroki Koga. He grew up in Japan and went to the US to get his master's, and quickly became disappointed with the local produce. So Mr. Koga thought long and hard about how to improve this undesirable situation, and eventually in 2016 he and his friend founded Oishii to bring the premium quality produce available in Japan to US consumers. Now obviously that's easier said than done, because you need to flawlessly replicate the climate of the Japanese Alps. So they had two options: either import the Japanese Alps or replicate the environment indoors. Both of these options present their unique set of challenges, but one of them is significantly harder. You see, the way to go about importing Japanese Alps is first you need to pick a mountain you would like, second scoop it up, and third load it on a ship. And I mean, that's easy, anyone could do that. But Mr. Koga chose the hard way. He wanted to grow the strawberries indoors, and for that you need bees, because strawberry plants need pollination. The challenge with bees, however, is that they aren't really designed to live in a hermetically sealed environment with artificial light. So Oishii is actually the first company in the whole world to pull this off on a commercial scale. Thanks to all this development, Mr. Koga is now supplying Fresh Direct and even Whole Foods with two masterfully chosen strawberry varieties. The first one is called the Omakase Berry, and I can now talk away about how good it is and this and that and breaks and sweetness and whatever, but here you have some reactions instead.
I know I'm a bit late to the game with these Oishii strawberries. I think that's how you say it. Oishii strawberries are non-GMO, pesticide-free, perfectly ripe, and vertically farmed. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't see one ugly strawberry. Everyone is perfectly red. None of them are soggy. The smell is incredible. Like, the second you pick it up, you just smell strawberry, so that's really good. Let's give this a taste. Look at that. Perfectly red. That's a damn good strawberry. It's sweet, it's juicy. It's everything you want a strawberry to be. I understand the hype.
The second variety is called the Koyo Berry. This one is a bit smaller and cheaper, and reactions.
Oh my gosh. Smells crazy,
That
right?
smells like strawberry candy.
Right?
That smells like
And
strawberry
I kept saying
candy.
that in my video and none of y'all believe me.
Okay, that's automatically more juicy than any other strawberry I've had.
Whoa. This is like they picked the top out of the regular store ones and put them in one spot.
Juicy, fresh.
This is amazing. This puts organic strawberries to shame.
That's nice and juicy.
I personally have yet to taste them because of technical reasons, and because I am living in Germany and they are only in the US, namely in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and DC. This sort of gets us to the topic of price. 6 to 11 omakase berries are for $12 and 8 to 11 koyo berries are for $9.99. Now, before you start freaking out about the price, the positive news is that as Oishii is improving their growing technology and building more advanced farms, the price is getting lower. For example, a tray of the omakase berries was selling for $50 only a year ago. And I guess that you think 50 or even $12 for 8 strawberries is insane, but this might change your mind. When you look at the whole indoor farming industry, the companies that were growing, for example, lettuce with a bit of a markup are now bankrupt, whereas Oishii seems to be thriving. And that's all thanks to Mr. Koga implementing the automobile brand Tesla's way of expansion instead of trying to go for the masses from the get-go. First, you make a high-end product for a premium price, e.g. a tray of 6 to 8 perfect berries for $50, and gradually increase the production efficiency and decrease the cost, so that one day your premium quality produce will be price competitive or even cheaper than the conventional trash. And this is exactly how Oishii plans to take over the global agriculture industry with indoor farming. They are pushing it to the limit 24/7 and already expanding into other fruits and veggies via these Oishii tomatoes and melons.